Welcome to Liba's English Corner. In our today's lesson, we are going to learn that how to describe a diagram in your IELTS exam. Now, this image in front of you is known as a diagram, and it mostly occurs in writing task 1 of IELTS exam. In this lesson, you will learn what is a diagram and how to describe a diagram in your IELTS writing task 1. Along with it, we are going to discuss some important vocabulary words which you can use in your answer. Together, we will solve one diagram today in this video and we will discuss the perfect structure to get 9 over 9 bands in your IELTS exam. But before moving toward the main question, we have to understand the main thing that what is a diagram? A diagram in IELTS writing task 1 is a picture or drawing that shows a process, a cycle, or a set of steps. It's not numbers or statistics like bar graphs or pie chart. Instead, it's a visual information about how something works or changes over a time. For example, a production process. It can be of anything, for example, of a coffee, that how coffee is produced. So this is a process and maybe a diagram occurs in your paper and you have to explain it. Now we are going to discuss the task requirements which are very important for you to understand before solving this. The main things which you are required to do in your IELTS writing task 1 is to summarize the information. Compare the key features that are there in your map or diagram or table, etc. You have to highlight the similarities, the differences, or trends. You are required to write at least 150 words in 20 minutes time period, and you can exceed to 170 to 180, not more than it. And avoid giving your opinions or conclusion because opinions and conclusions are not allowed in IELTS writing task 1. Now we are done with our basics and I think you know well that what is a diagram and how to present it in your IELTS exam. Now we have to understand a diagram. That what is a diagram all about, how we would understand that when it will occur in front of us. We have to read the title, we have to read the instructions carefully. Number 2, we have to scan for start or end of the process. We have to look at the process, where it is starting, where it is ending. We have to count the stages and note grouping. Number 4, we have to follow the arrows and directions. It means that we have to follow the process from start to end. We cannot go from end to start, it will be opposite. Number 5, we have to understand the inputs, outputs. We have to understand all the things, the temperatures, the locations, etc. And we have to decide the grouping strategy that how we are going to present it in the paragraphs. And last one, if there are two diagrams, we have to understand them separately that what they are going to talk about. In our today's video, we are going to discuss two diagrams together and we will understand that how we are going to structure that in our IELTS writing task 1. But before it, many of you have a question that in which tense we have to describe our answer. Remember, if, for example, it is a bar graph or line graph or pie chart and the year mentioned is like 2030 or 2050, so they will be presented in the future tense. But in the process diagram, which is most common, we have to use simple present and usually passive tense of that. Whenever the things are presented in the past, for example 1902, 1950, you definitely have to use the past tense. So you have to understand the diagram, you have to understand the years if they are present, and for the process diagram we are mostly using the passive tense. So this is our today's diagram and we have to discuss it first and then we are going to present them in the paragraphs. So in front of you is the production of two things. One is cement and second is concrete. Now, for the cement production, you can see that limestone and clay are passed through crusher, then through the mixer, and then to the rotating heater, and then heat is given to them, and then they are passed to grinder, and then they are in the form of cement, and then they are packed in bags. So this is the one production of cement. And if we talk about concrete, cement is there, water is there, sand is there, and gravel, the small stones, they all are processed together and form a mixture known as concrete. So, in these two pictures, there are the processes of two separate things, and now we are going to describe them in the paragraphs. Remember that if you want to take 9 over 9 bands in your IELTS writing task 1, you have to follow this structure. Number 1 is the introduction. In the introduction, you don't need to do anything extra. You have to paraphrase the lines which are given in the diagram. The lines which are given above or below the picture, you have to just paraphrase them. Number 2, the overview. You have to write the main trends. In the paragraph number 3 and 4, you have to write the main features for 1 and main features for 2. I have uploaded other videos on bar graph, line graph, pie chart. I will provide the links in the description. They are a little different in the way of representation in the answer. For example, if we talk about the pie charts or the bar graphs, we can categorize them according to the years. But in this diagram, we will categorize them according to their production. We will categorize them differently. For example, paragraph 1 would be of cement and paragraph 2 would be of concrete, and avoid opinions and conclusions, they are not allowed. Now we are going to write the introduction. In the introduction, I told you we just have to paraphrase. So the lines that are given are: the diagram below shows the stages and equipment used in the cement making process and how cement is used to produce concrete for building purposes. Now the word diagram would be diagram. We cannot paraphrase it. We cannot write the pie chart or the bar chart instead of a diagram. It would be definitely wrong because a diagram is a diagram. So the diagram shows, instead of word shows, we can write illustrates or explains. The diagram illustrates the steps and equipment involved in the production of cement and the way in which cement is then used to make concrete. So the word diagram would be diagram. Instead of shows, we have written illustrates the steps and the equipments involved in the production of cement and the way in which cement is then used to make concrete. We have paraphrased the whole thing. In introduction, we are not going to write anything else. Just what we are going to do, we are going to paraphrase the main lines that are given in the question. Number 2, overview. Overview basically include no numbers, no percentages, but in the diagram we are already having no number or percentage. So the overview would be a little different. Overall, limestone and clay pass through 4 stages before being bagged ready for use as cement. Cement is then combined with 3 other materials to create concrete. While the process of making cement uses a number of tools, the production of concrete is simpler and requires only a concrete mixer. I hope that things are very much clear now. I told you that in overview, we just have to highlight the main key features, the main trends, okay? So here you can see clearly that we have right that cement is a little difficult to create because it includes a lot of processes, while concrete production was very much simpler. We just need cement, water, sand and gravel, and we will just mix it and concrete mixture will be ready. So we have to highlight the main things. So overview is all about highlighting the key trends, the key features. Now paragraph number 3. Now we have two things: cement production and concrete production. What we can do, we can highlight cement production in the first paragraph number 3, and in fourth paragraph we can highlight concrete production, so we can easily fulfill our requirement of 4 paragraphs. We can write paragraph 3 in this way. In the first stage of making cement, limestone and clay are crushed together to form a powder using a crusher. This powder is then combined to the mixture before passing into a rotating heater which has constant heat applied at one end of the tube. Now you can see here that first stage of cement production is limestone and clay are crushed together and they form a powder using a crusher. Then this powder is combined to the mixture before rotating into the heater at a constant heat which is applied at the one end of the tube. And we are not done with it because the cement production is a bigger process. And remember one thing, we are not going to skip any process. If you will skip any process, you are going to lose your marks. The resulting mixture is ground in order to produce cement. The final product is afterwards put into bags ready to be used. So this is paragraph number 3. We have to explain one portion clearly. Cement production would be the part of paragraph number 3. By describing the things into two paragraphs, it would be easy for you to describe and you would not create a fuss. So, before moving forward toward the paragraph number 4, I would like to tell you that I have other videos as well on the IELTS exam. I will provide the link of the playlist as well, and I will provide the links of the videos separately. You must have to visit those videos as well because it would be very much easy for you to do task 1 and get 9 over 9 band in your IELTS writing. Now, paragraph number 4, and you know well that we are only going to focus on the concrete production. So, regarding the second diagram, concrete consists of mainly gravel, which is small stones, and this makes up 50% of the ingredients. In paragraph number 4, we are only going to focus on the concrete production, not on the cement production, because we have already described cement in the paragraph number 3. So, paragraph number 4 would be regarding the second diagram, concrete consists of mainly gravel, which is small stones, and this makes up 50% of the ingredients. The other materials used are sand 25%, cement 15%, and water 10%. These are all poured into concrete mixture which continually rotates to combine the materials and ultimately produces concrete. Now we are done with the paragraph, but how would we know that this percentage is making this thing? For example, gravel is 50%, sand 25%, cement 15%, water 10%. So I told you before that you have to understand the diagram well and everything is present over there. You don't need to write anything by your own self. Just understand the diagram. Two diagrams are in front of you. You have to understand them. Don't write conclusion. Don't write your personal opinion. So this was IELTS writing task 1, a new lesson which was all about diagrams. So this was all from my side. In today's video, we learned about diagram in IELTS writing task 1. So please like my video, subscribe my channel Liba's English Corner. I will provide other links of my videos related to IELTS in the description. You must have to visit them in order to understand what is writing task 1 all about and how to get 9 over 9 bands in your IELTS. Thank you so much for watching Liba's English Corner.